Hey everyone, it's Jeannie, and today I'm back to share another card with you featuring Trinity Stamps Made with Love stamp set. This is a very cute gnome stamp set, and I'm going to be using it along with Trinity Stamps Marshmallow alphabet dies as well. So this card panel is going to actually have a lot of white space, which is very different from most of my cards. I tend to do a lot of scene cards. I also tend to fill up the background with distress inks, so any cards with white space is outside of my comfort zone for me. I try to do them every once in a while, but it does take a lot of effort for me to do so, just because I like to fill up that space. And I'm kind of cheating here because I am using the alphabet dies just to fill up that space a little bit more. And I had that sentiment that's in the stamp set that says made with love, but I thought it was just too small and I needed to fill it up a little bit more. So I'm going to be stamping that gnome in the bottom right hand corner, and of course I couldn't do without a little bit of distress inks. So once I stamp this little gnome up, I will also stamp her on Eclipse masking paper. So Eclipse masking paper is this huge roll of masking paper that I've had. I've actually have like 2 backups, but I've been using this one roll for years and it's almost done, but who knows how long that will take for me to really finish it up. I can't help myself, so I always like to fussy cut it because I don't really like the white outline on stamp sets and dies, so usually I don't buy coordinating dies for this reason, and I have no problem fussy cutting. But of course, if you prefer die cutting, you can ink up another card panel and then die cut the little image out and place them right on top. It's no big deal. There's not much of a difference. It's just a matter of preference. So I do go in with picked raspberry distress ink and the blending buddy, and I'm keeping that color in the bottom right hand side. I just really love this color. This is my favorite color for distress inks. I am super partial to pink. I have pink everything, so I love this color. I know that a lot of people have different colors. Picked raspberry is just the color that I just adore. So I'm going in and coloring up this image with Copic markers. I am doing the darkest color and moving out to my lightest color for all the different little areas. And I kind of wanted to keep her in reds and blues, just pretty colors that really popped against that pink. I definitely didn't want to use pink because it would be too much pink. I like to have those pops of colors, and I think that it turned out really well. So these gnomes, Trinity Stamp has a ton of these gnomes now in their stamp line, and I think that it's become a trend for them. They have included it in the past, I think, 3 releases, and I'm here for it. So normally I don't really like gnomes. I don't have a lawn, so I don't have any gnomes on my lawn or anything like that, but I have thought that they're such a cute image. Like, they have this little hat on, it covers their eyes, and all you can see is their like big nose, and then they have like these cute little outfits. So I had gone to TJ Maxx over the weekend, just looking around and browsing, and it's all like fall decor and Halloween stuff and Thanksgiving stuff. Haven't seen any Christmas stuff yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. But yeah, so I had stopped by the one aisle and it had a ton of different gnomes dressed up, and I totally fell in love with this candy corn gnome. And I don't know about you, but I love candy corn. I know that it's a kind of love it or hate it candy. It's, yes, I'm perfectly aware that it kind of tastes like plastic, but it's kind of sugary, but it's just really good. I love it. Every year I have to have at least some candy corn, and I just can't help it. But that gnome in particular had this cute like yellow orange outfit on. It was just super adorable. I didn't take it home with me because I'm not a big fan of having a lot of decor and a lot of dust collectors, which I feel like it is, but it was so cute that I'm actually contemplating whether I want it still or not. I'm sure it'll still be there, and yeah, I don't know. Candy corn is just one of those things that I just have to have, or it doesn't feel like fall because I associate it with Halloween. And yeah, and this year everything's a little bit different. You're not going to have like super large family gatherings. At least I'm not having them. I know that it's just different this year. A lot of things have taken over 2020 and it's kind of a bummer, but I think that if I could, I would put my Christmas tree up right now if my neighbors wouldn't think I'm ridiculous. But I would definitely would, just so we can have something to celebrate and to celebrate for a little bit longer, because I feel like we haven't had that much good stuff in the world these days. So for the card, I'm going to just pull out a piece of pink cardstock that I have in my scraps, and I'm cutting the words out. Originally, I was going to use the outline of that heart, but it was a little bit thin compared to the letters, and I didn't really like it. And I actually swapped it out for the interior of the heart, and it looks so much better. For the rest of the sentiment, I'm using the sentiment that's in the stamp set. It says "Made with Love." I'm going to be stamping it on black cardstock, heat embossing it with white embossing powder, and I'm only using the made with portion of it. So I just trimmed it down. There was no need to mask or anything. I just cut it off. For the love, I'm placing it with the help of my T-ruler across the white space. And yes, I know that I'm covering up the white space, so it kind of doesn't count as a white space card, but it kind of does, at least for me. Because if I had my way, I would have probably inked up the whole panel in different colors, and it would have been a totally different card. But I try to do these cards every once in a while just so I can, and I am more comfortable using white space. There are so many card creators that use white space and make their cards look so gorgeous. I just can't like leave it alone. So because I can't leave it alone, I also add a few embellishments all over the card. I'm using Trinity Stamps Bubble Blower embellishments, which are one of my favorite embellishments because they go with everything. They're just iridescent and pretty, and they just finish off a card so nicely. Once I do that, I'm going to go in with a glitter pen and add glitter to the word love, and it just gives it a little bit extra. And the last photo that I actually insert into the video is a little overexposed, so you can see the little glitter pieces. It's so hard to capture, but it's so pretty in person. And for the image, I'm going to go in with some gray Copics and just kind of ground the image so it doesn't look like she's floating. But that's it for today's card. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.